Get up here in the Zoloft and get your head right.
Man, I hate it when I get ready to start and like I go blank on which buttons to push. I need a crew, man. As you know, maybe at some point. I mean, but you know, to be the captain of the ship, man, you got to know how this stuff works, man. You know, that way you can delegate properly and know who's like qualified to do the job and all that sort of stuff. But maybe at some point I'll have some, you know, a crew to be able to push these buttons and whatnot. At any rate, y'all, welcome to TZL Un-Prescripted. And man, let's talk about some crazy stuff, man. And you know, well, and the only reason why we don't thrive on the crazy stuff, man. It's not like I don't look forward to this stuff, man. You know, I just want to play some rock and roll, man. You know, that's what I want to do. But you know, I want to still be free to rock in America, like Night Range used to talk about, right? You still rock in America, right? I still want to be able to do that, man. And you know, the cray cray is getting oppressive, man, to where it's like, you know, we're losing a free country to be able to rock in, man. And I mean, I'm glad that some of these people out there, you know, are out there still make some rock and roll, even though they had to get branded to do it. You know, unfortunately, you know, it's like, man, you know, that's not very punk rock, y'all. Be it all complicit with the state. We're gonna, you know, get our vaccines and we're gonna kick people out of our bands if they don't get vaccinated. All right, yeah, it's like, like I said, man, not very punk rock at all. We are going to be talking about. Well, we're going to talk about abortion. Yeah. And well, I mean, why don't we just call it murder? I mean, it is. We know it is. And the people who are doing it know it is. So why don't we just go ahead and call it murder? But even though we go ahead and call it murder, I mean, because we've got people out there talking about, I love killing babies. I love it. Right? So, I mean, you got people out there doing that. You got people out there, you know, talking about how they know it's murder, but, you know, I mean, it's a person's choice to do it and all that. So there's people out there know it's murder. But so what? Right? But that doesn't mean that, you know, I mean, we're not, and it's, well, so what? It is what it is. No, we're supposed to speak out against this sort of stuff, and we're supposed to mobilize and do something about it. Right? You know, at the very least, it's like, should we stand before our maker and be like, hey, Lord, you know, we wasn't down with it. And we tried to speak out against it. And, you know, we trust you to fortify us and mobilize us to do what needs to be done. Right. And I reckon that's where the leftists take that. Oh, you're talking about terrorism. It's like, no. The terror is the Lord that goes before us. It is not our mandate. It's not our directive to be terrorists. OK, before anybody tries to whip that stuff on us, like, no, that's not our calling to do. The Lord himself is that. Our job is to get out there and speak truth and love. You know, if the forces come against us, then we don't have to lie down and take it. OK, we are free to fight back. But we're not looking to bring like a violence against anybody. But these people are bringing violence against others. And we'd be justified, right? We're trying to be peaceful. Even though they've labeled us as terrorists, and even though they're the ones going out and starting stuff, you know, burning stuff down and doing all this vandalism and whatnot, and, you know, just causing a whole bunch of problems, but they want to accuse us of being terrorists. But y'all, I guess it's going to be a video night. I hope you got your popcorn and all that sort of stuff. Let's check out some of the stuff that these people are talking about, man. Let's start with this video right here. Let's break it down. All right, let's break it down as we go. Let's see, what do we got here?
Let's talk about cases.
Yes, let's talk about it.
This is where somebody isn't necessarily seeking an abortion, but women have medical issues during pregnancies, and you're worried that women who might be having a miscarriage are worried that they're gonna fall into this legal system somehow. How does that play out?
I fully
worry, man. This is some gaslit worrying, and making up something to stoke on people's fears. And that's what all this stuff is about. I mean, that's what abortion, people have abortion because it's wrapped up in fear. These prideful women who feel like, these feminists out there who feel like they can take on the world. As I said, they feel like, they can do anything a man can do. They can even be a man. All that sort of stuff, right? They can take on the world and they can do anything and all that sort of stuff, but their world can be wrecked by a baby. So this is all fear, right? They're afraid of a kid. But as you can see, this kind of stuff is easy to stoke on people's fears. And that's why they're bringing up in terms of, and I'll just go ahead and set the stage for this, is that they're trying to say that we pro-life zealots are going to make miscarriages. If you have a miscarriage, you could be indicted for that, right? We could bring you up on charges for that. And before we continue, though, y'all, as we get deeper off into this, go beyond hitting the like and subscribe button. I welcome the subscriptions, but YouTube is the monster, and I don't really dig being here, but I'm trying to make use of what I have. YouTube definitely don't like me being here, but it would be much appreciated if you would go even beyond subscribing to this channel to go into my website and becoming a member. It's free, right? That way you can get my notifications, stuff like that. Go there, connect with my page. You connect my page, you'll get my notifications when I put up new content and stuff like that. You can always stay on top of all the work that I'm doing. So I hope that you guys will become a member. Make sure you boogie on over to bronzeserpentmedia.com to make that happen. Drop a buck in the bucket to help keep your bros on the go so I can keep this same content coming to you, right? In this world of the safe place, the global rubber room that they want to put us in, man. It's the same space, and I hope that you guys will, make, the Zoloft TZL Unprescripted is what I got to say here, because, the YouTube, the crazy people that they are, they think when I say the Zoloft, I'm promoting the use of a regulated drug. Even though they've played ads for Trintellix in my videos, they don't like me saying the Zoloft, even though it's just my name and this is the loft that I'm in. So at any rate, hope you guys, and this is our sane space, y'all. So I hope that you guys will become, a part of that, and, make sure that this, make this a part of your, your viewing content and, a favorite head right hangout. Your favorite head right hangout, right? You guys get them mugs. To make it even more official, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, Scrappy made it, but he said, again, not the bell, just scrolling down a notice, meaning he's either unsubscribed or they're not giving them.
Yeah, that YouTube's been doing that. It's like they either kick people out of subscription or they just doesn't make it to you. Not reliable. Like I said, hope you guys will go over to my website, become a member. Okay, so let's continue on with this this nutbaggery.
See the Alabama legislature and other state legislatures going towards the criminalization of miscarriage in general. Because if you can't prove that you didn't take mifepristone or misoprostol, the abortion drugs, then there's no way for them to prove your innocence, because there's no test that can tell anyone if you took it or not.
Wait. Girl, I know you ain't tripping about being able to prove your innocence or not. Are you serious? So let me get this straight. You worried about people like us? We gonna come and we gonna come arrest you and bring you up on charges for having a miscarriage, and you have no way to prove your innocence. Man, the irony. So y'all are okay with depriving a kid of their right to live, even though the kid didn't do anything wrong. The kid is not qualified to even go through due process of law. Yeah. But you're going to deprive that kid of life. You're going to put that kid to death. That kid didn't do anything wrong, but you worried about somebody trying to bring you up on charges for having a miscarriage because you can't prove that you tried to initiate or tried to cause a miscarriage. You hypocrites. Yeah. All right.
So every miscarriage is going to be investigated.
Mm-hmm. People in official state government positions.
Check out this witch. Okay, here we go.
Making those calls for people they've never met, have no interaction with, and also have no training to make those calls about.
Girl, since when you got a problem with that? That's what Obamacare was. Remember them death panels? You got these people making decisions about our health care, and they wasn't even qualified doctors, right? Not that it matters with these, not that it matters with these leftists. Their agenda is still the same. I mean, look at Fauci. I guess he's very qualified. That didn't make any difference. But she gonna sit there and try to talk about these people, these deficiencies that they have. Well, that's what Obamacare is. Oh, man. The people who run that. Oh, come on now. Hypocrites all day.
Abortion is healthcare. You can believe the earth is flat.
Okay, so abortion is healthcare. Healthcare for who? Right? Is okay, so we know it's not equity. It's not equal rights. It's not equal allowance to healthcare. You know that one party in that is going to die, right? And like I said, for the record, we might as well just go ahead and say it's murder because people recognize it. Yeah, you're killing a child. They don't even hide it anymore. We always know. It's like, dude, this is infanticide. Oh, no, it isn't. It's just a clump of cells and all that sort of thing. It's not even. Yeah, it is. And you know it is. Now they just go ahead and admit it. Yeah, they know it is. But I believe in a person's right to choose. Yeah. So they know it is. So this ain't healthcare for the kid. Right? And she gonna say anymore. She gonna sit there and act like she the big girl in the room because she know the world is spherical. Right? And we know the world is spherical. We know the world's not flat. Right? You know, it's, okay, look here. So I guess she can go ahead and wax scientific because she knows that the earth is spherical, but she can't tell the difference between a man and a woman, as they're all on that panel in agreement that, you know, you could be transgender and all that sort of stuff. So she can't even get her biology straight, right? She fell flat when it comes to physiology, man, but she knows the world is spherical, though. All right.
Not make it so. And so what we see now is on a government level, state by state, also the Supreme Court has decided that access to health care is not important and that the maternal mortality rate on the rise is fine. It's not fine.
They don't think it's unimportant. They know.
Well, the mortality rate is definitely on the rise because y'all killing kids.
Right.
That's not fine. I agree with you. That's not fine. Right? Ain't cool. All right. And what is this?
Who's going to be most affected, and they're unconcerned. Right. So they're not concerned with black and brown people, queer and
Hey, she right to the race card. Only black and brown kids matter. Not anybody else. You know, all lives matter, woman. All right. Can I say that? Can I say woman? Is that all right? You know, all lives matter. And so she makes it. She just, I mean, extra cheapened the whole. Their whole take on the issue is cheap. You know, but she just cheapened the whole issue even more. And she gonna try to say like that they don't care. Well, yeah, they don't. You're right. They don't care. Your masters, the ones that you're serving. Okay, no, they don't care, but that don't mean that they ain't interested. Right? They're quite interested, and you are a tool of their interest, right? You're a tool of the interest. Are they interested in what abortion does? Of course they are, and they're very interested in what it does to the black community. It is part of the population control of the black community to keep the black community at a manageable voter stock. All right. Have you bet 13% of the population? That's a good number. All right. You're going to keep black folks at 13% of the population. It is easy to manage them. Even if they look like they're going crazy, it's a manageable cray-cray. We can still manage that kind of lunacy that goes on in the black community that we have programmed them to have. This is the lunacy ain't in our DNA. All right. It's not inherent in us to be crazy. It's conditioned. And the Democrat Party has conditioned black folks. Controlled our education, controlled our population, controlled what we believe, controlled what we eat, all that sort of stuff. Democrats facilitate that stuff. Okay, so yes, they're very interested, and they keep black folks at a manageable voter stock and use black folks as a sympathy vote tool. The plight that the Democrat Party has imposed on the black community, they use that as a plight to be able to gain sympathy votes for anything else. All right, so that's how that works, and it doesn't matter what it can be anything, right? Whether it's the gay marriage issue, abortion, right, tax policy, you name it, right? So whatever domestic policies, the immigration, you know. All that sort of stuff. They use black folks. So, well, there's a time when black folks, y'all did that to black folks. And then use that as a means to sucker and gaslight other people into voting Democrats as if Democrats are going to make sure that, you know, hey, everybody's going to be, you know, equal and we're going to have equity because, you know, we stood up for black people and all that sort of stuff. I said, no, you didn't. You stood on black people. All right. And now you're standing on black people now to gain sympathy votes and sucker people with these other things. So, you know, you got this witch in here, this panel of witches, you know, in here, you know, making this sick case. All right, let's move on.
Trans folks, disabled folks, they're like, they want to widen that gap between the have and the have not. It's not that they don't care
And
about.
if they don't,
Yeah, you're exactly right. And you're helping them do it. The culprits that you're talking about, these are your leftists, these are your godless leftists that you are a tool for. So, man, so sad that these people, you know, they're just blind. It's like you just got scales, right? You know, and it, you know, dumb is, you know, I'm telling you, man, the whole ideology is as dumb as man ponds.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's what else we got? Let's check out this.
Can I just say this real quick, Ray G.
Yes.
I pray for their clarity, but these women seem to want to gather and encourage them in their delusion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This it's a coven, bro.
Yeah.
It's a coven. I said, who's
Ray G.
Ray G? Okay. Can I say, bro? Is that all right? Can we still say? Okay. All right.
Pretty sure.
It's a coven, man. It's a big coven going on. All right.
They're ruling the country.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. All right. What else we got? I see some folks over there. What's up? I see y'all coming in there. You know I get derailed with these, but I'm thankful that you guys are here. Right? Thomas Aircraft, Sparky, Ray G, all y'all. What's up? What's up? Hard Boil. What's up, my dude? Okay, so let's see. Let's play this one. You ready for this?
And in fact, much in the same way, Rev, there was a Gallup poll back, I
Rev.
think it was the fall of 2020, showing the black community has slowly become more accepting of abortion over the past couple of decades. But there are deeply held religious beliefs playing into this, especially with older black voters who are incredibly reliable and incredibly important to Democrats. So
Yes. Incredibly reliable and important to Democrats. Just like LBJ said. LBJ, I was all right? Right? Just like you said, man, I'll have them N-words voting Democrats for the next 200 years. Yeah. So, it's still in effect. The Democrat strategy is still working. Okay? I know people want to talk about that Southern strategy. They say, no. The strategy that has been professed, that has been proclaimed and actually works is that strategy put forth by LBJ. Okay, so let's just set the record straight there. The whole other party switch to talk about, that's unsubstantiated nonsense. Hey, like I said, I said it 1,000 times. Malcolm X was calling out black folks for pulling for the Democrat Party before the so-called party switch. What was their excuse then? All right, so Sharpton, oh man, let's just hear what this nut has to say.
how should Democrats be thinking about this? Because obviously they want and need to hold on to those voters.
I think that they must message it in a way that it is about choice.
You mean manipulate people? Now how long, man, y'all know I've been saying this as long as I've been doing this. Like back in 2007, right? That choice word. You know, they massage, manipulate the language, you know, make it choice. Oh, that sounds good. Everybody likes choice, right? You know, we've been saying that for a while. All right? Wasn't the only one. I've been saying it a long time, though. All right?
It's not about saying I'm voting that I support abortion or not. It's about I support people having the right to choose. Because we're not talking, particularly in the black community, and I would say large portions of the Latino community, you're not talking about whether or not people are going to be able to have an abortion. You're talking about whether they're going to have a safe abortion. We always had abortion.
Safe for who? See, they have yet to answer that question. Safe for who? You know, one party? I thought, what about that? Shouldn't there be equity and safety? Equality and safety? Shouldn't it be safe for both parties? It ain't safe for both parties. Y'all need to knock it off with this whole safety narrative because it ain't safe. If you can't talk safety on one side of your mouth and equity out the other. You need to have equal, you have to have a balance of the two. There has to be equality of the two. It ain't safe for the kid. All right?
Abortions, but we had these back alley, very risky abortions. And we're saying that rather than have people in those situations, they should be able to choose whether or not they want to do, even if it's something that I don't believe in. The Bible, if you're using this as a religious argument, the Bible is about choice. You can go to heaven or hell. There's nowhere in the Bible said you had to go to heaven. So where do we get this theology of forcing something? when the reality is that you can't even biblically base that. It's a question of choice. If you are a minister, as I am, you can preach to people to convert them. You do not make laws to compel them.
I had to take a big breath so I can unload on this one. Okay, man. Oh, Al Sharpton, you are exactly, I've said it 1,000 times, and right here, just a perfect time for me to say it 1,001 times. Al Sharpton, you are exactly who Margaret Sanger was talking about. Okay? We don't want the word to go forward that we're out to exterminate the Negro population, and the colored minister is who we will rely on to keep the rebellious blacks in line. I guess I'm one of those rebels. I ain't no rebel, I'm a radical, like Frederick Douglass. Like my Messiah, Jesus Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, right? The one true radical that I'd like to think that I'm in service of. Can I say that? I hope so. Lord, I hope you are pleased, right? So, I mean, unfortunately, you know, Al Sharpton will be seen as a Christian before me. You know, that's really sad. But he is exactly who Margaret Sanger was talking about. Right? So he gets to go ahead and say that. Now, Al Sharpton, who knows that this is wrong, but is sitting up there talking about that it's somebody's choice to be able to do it. Well, Al Sharpton, I guess you should be okay with slavery. Right? Because, I mean, if it's a person's choice to do it, then they can go ahead and make a person their slave and do whatever they want, and do not deprive this person of equity, deprive this person of rights, and nobody should have anything to say about it because it's their choice to do so. You're effectively saying that it is okay to deprive a person of their God-given rights. So you're a hypocrite. Now, here's the thing that Sharpton doesn't seem to understand about, these choices, and even has the nerve to bring up the Bible. Oh man. Okay. When you make a choice, Al, you're also making the choice to take the risk with the consequences. Okay, so you're saying that a person, it's their choice to go ahead and have an abortion. Okay, you want to make this choice that intrudes on a person's God-given rights. Well, you're also making the choice to deal with the consequences. You're saying that a person should be void of consequences. That's not how free choice works. Free choice comes with consequences. Free will comes with consequences. The full scope of free will is having the free will to say, do I accept the consequences that come with this choice? Negative or positive. That's part of free will. If you take the whole, then you don't really have free will and you don't really have free choice. So you obviously don't understand the full scope, and you don't understand the full biblical scope of free will agency. You don't understand it. Okay. Now, I mean, you can selectively understand it. I mean, there are certain things that you feel like are just these atrocities and crimes. Well, okay, well, according to your narrative, a person should have the freedom to commit these atrocities to other people and go unchallenged and don't have to answer for it, not be held accountable for it. According to your narrative, so, but the thing is, you who claim to be a minister, and you are a minister, you're just not a minister of God. Definitely a minister of something else, a minister of mendacity, you know what I'm saying? So, but since you do claim to be a minister, let me remind you, when you want to act like there's no consequences, you say that the Bible, is about choice. You choose between, did we get there? Did he say that yet? I think he did. Yeah, I think he said enough. I don't want to hear any more from that dude anyway. Okay. He's trying to bring up the Bible and say that the Bible is about choice, and you're exactly right. But you leave out that the Bible has consequences for your choice. And actually commission does. Maybe, I know you probably dig the New Testament more than you dig the Old Testament, even though the whole book is about Jesus. Yeah. The whole book is about Yeshua ben Elohim. All right. But you probably only like those cherry pick aspects of the New Testament. And you overlook that Paul himself says, hey man, don't you know that we will even judge the angels? All right. So, do you not understand that we are supposed to rebuke the sinner? We're supposed to do that. I know you probably only think about thou shalt not judge and all that stuff. No, thou shalt not judge hypocritically, which you are. That is the scope of judgment. When thou shalt not judge, you left out a whole other part there. And abortion is full on hypocrisy. It's full on hypocrisy, right? So these people acting like they don't want to be judged, but it's not only is it full on hypocrisy, it's fully judgmental. It's absolutely judgmental. You guys talk about like, thou shalt not judge and all that stuff. When you put that kid to death, what do you think that is? That is full on judgment. You've judged this kid to death. All right. And you want to act like we're the ones who are judgmental? You guys talk about you're against profiling and stuff like that. That's exactly what you do to the kid. Oh, this kid's going to be born poor and all this. I thought you guys were supposed to be for the poor. But you're going to profile that kid and you put that kid to death. Y'all you're the worst offenders of profiling, being judgmental, and hypocrites. Okay? But while Al Sharpton is going to sit there and act like the Bible doesn't say anything about this, that you're supposed to have a free choice, which we do. There's consequences, though, to your choice, though. But let's read what the Word of God says. Leviticus 20, 1-5. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites, any Israelite or foreigner, right, living in Israel, and the wrath of God is global, baby. All right, his wrath and his blessings. Okay, you actually read the Bible, you find out, because before anybody tries to say, well, this was just for the Israelites. No. Okay? God is the God of Israel. Our Redeemer came through the nation of Israel, but his blessings and his wrath, global. All right, I choose wisely. Choose wisely. Okay, so any Israelite or foreigner living in Israel who gives any of his children to Moloch, sacrifice their kids, put their kid to death, right? Children to Moloch must be put to death. Maybe Al missed that. Maybe he missed that part. But hold on. He must be put to death. The people in the land are to stone him, and I will set my face against that man and cut him off from his people, because by giving his offspring to Moloch, he has defiled my sanctuary and profaned my holy name. Now, listen close. Listen close, Al, who says that, and you pro-abortionists who try to wax scripture and try to bring up the Bible and say, I don't agree with it, but it's somebody else's choice. Hold on. And if the people of the land ever hide their eyes and fail to put to death the man who gives one of his children to Moloch, then I will set my face against that man and his family and cut him off from among the people, both him and the one who follow him, prostituting themselves after Moloch. You a hoe, Al Sharpton. You a hoe for Moloch. All right. And the Lord will set his face against you. And it is our job to speak out and tell the truth. It is our job to uphold the law. These laws are certain and fixed. They're certain and inalienable. You are for depriving people of their God-given right to live. We have the right to stand against that. We have the right to fight you. So, I don't know, where all the, the Mulan Mulan La folks are at, massaging their firearms or whichever, I don't know where they at, talking about, hey, come and take it, while, when you got these emissaries of Moloch out there butchering children. It's like we need to arm teachers in the schools, and it's okay. You got all these faith in firearms and stuff like that. Why don't you stand out there in front of some of these abortion clinics? And like I said, why aren't you out there doing it? Because I'm not the one who thinks that the country is going to be saved like that. Number one, the nation is already saved. The world is already saved. The problem is people don't accept the salvation. So don't think that you're going to get out there and save America. You can't. It's already been done, and we can't do it any better. All right. So I've never advocated that this is the way we do it. It's not that I am anti-Second Amendment. I'm very pro-Second Amendment. But the nation is being taken away from us, and it's being taken away from us in a way that guns are not defending. Yeah. There's been a whole effort that has been grossly overlooked to stand against this godlessness that's taken over our nation. and the you know, my fellow right wingers, you know, and who I guess who don't tune into the show because they don't like hearing this they don't like hearing this truth. Y'all tune in because you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what's up. I'm so thankful to you, right?
Christ before country.
That's right. Kingdom before all. You know, kingdom before country. You know, America first. No, kingdom first. That's what we need. Kingdom first. You really want to do America a favor, right? So now, and you know, he goes on to be, you know, these people be talking about back alley abortions. Okay, let me offer y'all this on back alley abortions. Okay, if a woman, because it's you know, put out there a lot, you know, this could be very dangerous, lethal, be deadly. Back alley abortions, deadly. Okay, well, if a woman knows, you know, that having a back alley abortion could be fatal, I know she's scared and stuff like that. People don't do wise things when they're afraid, and they're being gaslit into being afraid. Okay, it's like it's when you're afraid, when you're more afraid of having a baby more than you're afraid to die. Think about it. Yeah. Think about it. When you're more afraid of having a baby than you are afraid to die, because you know, back alley abortion, you could die from that, right? Okay, well, wouldn't that make this person suicidal? I mean, there's deeper issue going on here. And y'all, don't get me wrong. I understand it makes a case for women like this. It's like, if a woman is that kind of mindset, would you really want her to have a baby? No, I wouldn't. Doesn't mean I want her to kill it. It doesn't mean I want her to kill the kid. You know, unfortunately, they put a whole bunch of red tape on adoption and stuff like that. They've made it very difficult. You know, they've made abortion seem like the more attractive and an expedient option, right? And we let it happen, right? Woe to us, you know, Lord. We are we're trying to speak the truth up in here, Lord. So that makes her suicidal, don't it? So now, why do these godless liberals? Why? Why do they care? This is some selective outrage, this false outrage. Why do they care if this person commits suicide in her effort to commit infanticide? Right? You know, I mean, you know, when these people are so pro-choice, they're so pro-choice to the point where they're all about the right to die. Right? Ain't these the right to die, folks? So if this person is determined to exercise her choice to commit a murder-suicide, why should it bother you? Yeah. Right? What's it to you? Good point. And hey, it ain't like she's using a gun to do it. Right? Doesn't that make the offense even less? Mind your business. What business is it of yours? Stay out of her uterus. If she wants to invade her body with a coat hanger, that's her business. Right? Now, of course, I make these statements rhetorically, sure. Mm-hmm. I think it's a tragedy. I'm just saying, according to your narrative, I think the whole thing is tragic. You know, it's no joke. No joke, absolutely. But their worldview is. Yeah. I'm gonna make fun of it. You know. So, you know, you got these people, you know, they talk about these back alley, they're so afraid of these back alley abortions, right? Back alley abortions, but how is it that they can go ahead and tell these women to take these pills and go home and have an abortion? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and take this abortifacient, to take this. How the crap is that safe? Go home, lock yourself up, and take this abortifacient. Say what? Now, you worried about back alley abortions and coat hangers and stuff like that, but this pill is okay. Right? For real, man, let's check out this video. Let's take a look. Let me see. Close that, open this one. Got to get my technology straight, man.
What will I experience during an abortion with pills? Before having an abortion with pills, it's important to know what to expect. Being well-informed will help to reduce stress and anxiety and can lead to a safer experience. In this video, we'll talk about what you may experience during an abortion with pills. After taking mifepristone, you probably won't feel anything, so you can go about your normal activities.
Feeling all that armpit hair
Some
they got on
women
that
will have
cartoon,
light
though.
bleeding
What's up with
after
that?
taking mifepristone, and that's okay too. Misoprostol is the medication that will start the main bleeding and cramping involved in the abortion process. The day you take the misoprostol is the day you will need more privacy, to rest, and to plan to be at home. You can expect the bleeding and cramping to start within 1 to 3 hours of taking misoprostol.
The music makes it sound wonderful.
Both bleeding and cramping are signs that the abortion pills are working to push out the pregnancy.
Push out the what? Push out the pregnancy? What's the matter? Y'all can't say push out the baby. Push out the pregnancy, man. I'm on to you. Which is trying to, pull that spell on me, man. It's like push out the pregnancy. Oh, whatever.
The bleeding is usually similar to or heavier than a menstrual period and can include blood clots, which is normal. Some women may have a little more or a little less bleeding, and that's normal too. The heaviest bleeding and pain typically occurs 4 to 6 hours after taking misoprostol when the pregnancy is being pushed out. Remember that you can take
when the pregnancy, there they go again with the pregnancy. And now, y'all, they warn, they try to get these women ready for that. This is going to be very painful. All right, so be ready that this is going to be some agony, and it's going to go on for a little while. Now, this is the thing that trips me out, y'all. A lot of these women, they don't want to go through a pregnancy because they don't want to give birth. They don't want to go through the discomfort of giving birth. But they'll go through the discomfort of killing a kid. This is going to hurt. Any of you women out there thinking about doing this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt real bad. But what kind of cowardice would go through this kind of pain just to kill a kid? But it will do this because they don't want to go through the discomfort of giving birth. The thing is, and I remember a friend, describing what giving birth is like. She said, it's very painful, but it's a kind of a purposeful kind of pain. Does that make sense? It was like a pain. She's like, it's a pain that with a purpose. You can feel the purpose in the pain.
That's how Jesus describes it.
Right? Okay, so now, hey, Al Sharpton, that's biblical. Okay, there's a utility to the pain. All right, no pain, no gain. Well, this is pain without gain. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. In their eyes, this pain, this sacrifice of pain, this sacrifice of life, they're going to benefit from it. So that's why it's human sacrifice, y'all. It is a sacrifice because they think that they're going to benefit from this. All right. So, but don't you think that's kind of strange that these people would go through this pain to kill a child? They won't go through the pain of bringing the child into the world. All right. Okay. What else we got?
Painkillers like ibuprofen right after taking misoprostol to help reduce pain. Putting a hot water bottle or heating pad on your lower belly can also help with pain. Aside from cramp.
So, Aircraft Sparky, it should hurt. Immoral acts should hurt. Amen, brother. Amen. What was that? I think it was I hadn't seen The Simpsons in a long time, but what was that one episode? Homer Simpson, I guess, and his family were like on a Japanese game show, and every time they got a question wrong, they would get shocked or something would cause them like great pain. And they're like, what's up with this? And the host was like, in your country, you guys reward intelligence. In our country, we punish stupidity. Woo! All right.
And bleeding, you may also experience nausea, dizziness, chills, diarrhea.
Hey, really quick, let me pause on diarrhea. And really quick, man, I saw another one of these videos, and this dude here in the corner, I guess it's a dude, they make him look more manly, and it's like, why do you have a man in here like demonstrating like the discomfort that you're gonna feel with being pregnant and all that sort of stuff? But anyway, that was just a side note, right? and congratulations, Thomas. He says his daughter is expecting, and I haven't been this happy in a long time. All right, Grandpa, right on. Yeah, blessings to the and welcome to the new addition to the family. Right on. Okay.
Headache or a temporary rise in temperature after taking misoprostol. All of these are normal side effects of misoprostol and will most likely go away on their own. You can reduce these side effects.
I just saw this in a Fight Back Media Group says so it gives you COVID. Nice. All right.
By resting, drinking plenty of water, and eating light foods. Most women do not see or notice anything when the pregnancy comes out.
When the pregnancy comes out, it's a baby. Okay, are you giving birth to it? What do you mean? It's like, I can't wait to give birth to my pregnancy. It's like, what woman says that? It's like, oh, you have a 7-pound baby pregnancy. It's like, anyway, all right.
Some women may see the gestational sac, which is white and sometimes looks like a small piece of sponge.
Okay, wait for
If
it.
the pregnancy is around 9 weeks or later, women may also see a small embryo.
Uh-huh.
Women can choose not to look at the menstrual pads, wrap them.
Why not? Why would it? So you're afraid something might click? I mean, I guess it's too late now. You don't want them to. You don't want them to think it's too late now, right? I don't know. What is it you want them to think, right? And then wait.
Up and throw them away as they would during their monthly bleeding. Within 24 hours, the bleeding increases.
Just throw it away, as if it was just your monthly. You know, I remember, my mom used to talk about how reps from Planned Parenthood, used to come into the neighborhood. I think, we was living in Delman Heights at the time. And this was like the hood, man. It's like in San Bernardino. That place wasn't that nice, Delman Heights. We was there for a minute. And, she would talk about how reps, would come to the house and basically get to talk about abortion, right? And they would just say it's nothing but a spot of blood. That's all, right? That thing in your womb is just a spot of blood, and you just have it removed. That was the selling point.
Planned Parenthood doctors would go door to door in the black neighborhood.
That's right. Door to door in the black neighborhoods, y'all. It's a genocidal campaign. It's strategic.
Yeah.
Okay? And don't get me wrong, man. It don't matter what nationality the baby is. It doesn't matter. But what I am saying is that the black community is being used to push this. It's not something that's in our DNA. It's conditioned, right? It's conditioned by the Democrat Party, right? And you got to know it. By the grace of God, I was able to see it. Yeah. But sometimes, the dark side of the force is thick, right? I'm not saying that it's going to win overall, but it's a monster to deal with, and you really need to dial into the Lord, thanks be to God. This was even before I recognized my Lord as King. Right. Somehow I didn't fall for this. Praise God. The Lord, led us out, and I'm thankful, that He extended the grace before I extended, any sort of reverence and grace to Him. And recognizing who He is, He extended it to me, and I'm sorry that it took me so long to recognize it, but I get it, and I want to stay in it. So let's see.
Cramping should begin to decrease, and most women start to feel better. In order to be prepared for the abortion, it can be useful to have something.
Well, I mean, some think they feel better, as they get out there and dye their hair and get a bunch of piercings and or whichever to cope. Not all women do that, but they do have indeed a false sense of felicity.
It's on hand. This includes large maxi pads, not tampons, painkillers, a hot water bottle or heating pad, access to a toilet, light snacks,
Don't want
a
that
friend
toilet.
or support person, and a comfortable bed or mattress.
Now wait a minute. I thought they said when the video start, you're supposed to be be alone, right? Now they want you to have a support friend, and then and besides, if they could do this, and have a support friend, how come a support friend can't visit them in the back alley too? Yeah. Right.
It may also be helpful to think about what time of day you will be able to have some privacy.
Wait a minute. You just said to have a friend. Now they're telling you to have privacy. Man, I can't keep up.
And be free from other responsibilities like work, school, or childcare.
Yeah, that's enough of that. All right. Ah, man, I'm telling you, just the lunacy that just goes on with it. Okay, so one more, y'all. I think I got one more here, man. Check out this video. Let's see. All right. Get ready.
Building an altar for your abortion can be a really cathartic procedure. I like to always have a candle going on my altar.
Okay. Wait.
So there's always light within the darkness.
And the devil masquerades as an angel of light, baby. Right? And the darkness, you in darkness, and the darkness comprehended not. You don't know woe to you who does not know light from dark, good from evil, bitter from sweet, okay? Human from a clump of cells. But you know that this child is human. Why else would you build an altar? Right? What cathartic? Cathartic for what? If I blew my nose and saw a big glump of snot in the toilet paper, I'm not going to be cathartic about it. Y'all try to act like this. The baby is nothing but some bloody snot. Yeah. What's the big deal? That's true. But you gonna have a cathartic experience over this, and you got an altar, right? And now you got the altar, you got the flames. This is she already on her way. Moloch has made a big comeback, baby. All right, so let's see what else. What else she's saying?
I also really like to add the abortion pills themselves to the altar to really bless the pills that we're going to be taking into our bodies during this process. Bless
these pills in the name of what? Yeah. Who are you going to, who are you, are you doing it? Are you a God unto yourself, a goddess unto yourself, and you are facilitating the blessing? Who is the altar? What is the deity that you are making this altar for? Right? Because you invoked a blessing. I'm just saying, I guess obviously the altar maybe is for the memorial for the kid, but you're saying that there's a blessing that comes with it. Where does this blessing come from? So, the devil.
And place the container of which you plan to put the products of conception or the fetal remains with.
The products of conception. The fetal remains. So like I said, y'all know, what do we say at the top of this? Y'all know it's murder. Y'all know it's a human being. You have to recognize there's murder, because if you recognize it's a human being that you need to make an altar for it, you're going to have a ceremony, right? You know that this is a product of conception. You knew, let me say that again. You know that this is a product of conception. I think Hard Boiled Entertainment just made the point a little ago. Hey, you can make a choice to not have sex. All right? Y'all need, these folks need to realize, man, that's how we get here. And don't get me wrong, man, look here. Sex, very enjoyable. Okay? But the primary function of sex is to facilitate the perpetuation of our species. That's its primary function. It just happens to be a whole lot of fun. All right. And unfortunately, people they get irresponsible with this fun that we can have. Right. And then they go and throw caution to the wind and just go and have fun doing this activity that is responsible for how we get here. Okay. Now, if you're really all about resist, and you're really as strong as you guys claim to be, and all that sort of stuff, you act like you could take on the world, and hey, you act like you could take on God. If that's the case, then you should be able to take on your hormones and take on your urges, and be like, hey, if we ain't gonna get married, and do what we need to do to make sure that we are fruitful and can provide, the kind of support. The financial, spiritual, let me reverse that order. The spiritual, right? And then whatever else follows, emotional, mental, resources and all that sort of stuff. Then do that. So it's way more relaxing, okay, to engage that way. But they don't do it that way. And then they want to make the kid pay the penalty of death for their indiscretions. So yeah, this kind of stuff, it's like, this was a product of conception. You know what caused it. You did it anyway. And now you're going to sit here and act like there's some sort of redeeming value. You've redeemed yourself by making some sort of altar that you're going to dispose of that kid in. Let me make a little receptacle for the kid so we can, and then we'll decide how we're going to get, how we're going to dispose of it. Oh, wow. How very, very reverential.
And to catch that after you've passed it and save it for later when we find a way to bury or otherwise, to where we find a way to properly dispose of the fetal remains in a way that gives reverence and respect and support to this sacred abortion experience.
But wait. If you're concerned, give reverence and support. Giving reverence would be in not killing the kid. Giving reverence would be giving reverence to the image that we are made in. All right, that's how that is the foundation of our rights and our worth and our value, that we're created in the image of God. Dude, don't, it's a reverence. That's a poor choice of words, right? And support. Wait a minute. Support is like, the kid actually needs to be alive for you to support the kid. You're not supporting the kid by putting the kid to death. All right, support. You really want to lend support, to the kid. Give birth. You feed the kid. That's a good way to show support. You feed the kid. You raise the kid. Teach them how to walk, teach them how to talk, educate them, stuff like that. Maybe they want to do some music or anything like that. Be supportive of that. Maybe they might want to play football or they may want to be a chef or something like that. You support them in that. This is the support. The purpose of supporting is so you can keep something sustained. Yeah. What kind of support are you talking about? There's nothing to support. You've killed. You have deprived that kid of the support facility that you're supposed to coexist with this kid. You don't want to coexist with this kid. You've deprived this kid of the supporting facility that it needs to develop right? What do you mean support? You mean support. Reverence. Ain't no reverence there. Yeah. So, oh my goodness. Man, I think that is about all the lunacy I could take for tonight. That's where we are, folks. What we got?
Fight Back Media Group said, did you not play in a movie that was about a person that murdered children and women died anyway?
Right? And these people are talking about how being safe. Yeah. Safe, right? It don't matter. And Gosnell's, his facility, it was nasty, right? Yeah. Real nasty. It don't matter because it don't matter if the floors are clean enough for you to eat off of. That baby is still going to get butchered, right? So, and I mean, to your point, yeah. Now they'll try to say that Gosnell is like some sort of exception. And it's like, no, it happens a lot more than one thinks. Mm-hmm. And also we know that because of the lack of media coverage, women do die in these safe places to have abortions. It don't have to be as nasty as Gosnell's, right? It can be clean places too, but the media ain't gonna cover it. What do you expect the media to cover it? You expect for them to be like readily available stats on it? No.
And there's also a lot of young ladies who go and get abortions in high school, and they're left sterile for the rest of their lives.
Right.
They don't find out until they're like 35.
Yeah, and not only that, the school don't tell the parents. Right. So there's a lot of statistics that we don't even know about that we ain't gonna hear about. Probably a lot more women die in these safe facilities. That was even with the Gosnell incident. Yeah. Trying to make sure that they can cover it up. Right? So yeah, it's like because they don't want to invite this kind of stigma into the abortion industry. And they definitely got enough money and they got enough people biased towards abortion. And if you don't think that they'll sacrifice these women too, oh heck yeah. Right. The whole thing is child sacrifice. You don't think that they won't sacrifice some of these women too? Yes, indeed. Right? So I don't think that's a wild speculation, y'all. All right?
Let's do one more. It has nothing to do with abortion, but I think it's a good question.
We're gonna do another one. Another question. What do we got?
More to come 21.
More to come.
They done raided our boy Trump's house.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see your thoughts. I'd love to see your thoughts.
Man, you know what? I was thinking I was gonna try that one into. I'll try to run it tomorrow. I got the Zopium Den tomorrow, which I hope you guys will tune in for 7 o'clock. That's right, the Anti-Fuddy-Duddy Bible Study. This is the Head Right Hangout. Zopium Den is the Anti-Fuddy-Duddy Bible Study, 7 Central, and so we'll have it. But I may try to slide in a TZL because I did want to talk about. I did want to touch a little bit on Trump's house being raided, and opine on it, and hopefully I can say something useful. But hopefully, and if you guys want to contribute, I'll go ahead and I'll reiterate that too. Just offer it in there. I know you guys are smart because you guys listen to the show. All right, y'all. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. Hope you guys boogie on over to bronzeservermedia.com. Become a member. It's free. I hope to see you guys in the powwow. Make sure you follow my channel. I'll follow you back and all this. I'll be like Tom from MySpace, right? Back in the day. You follow me and I'll be like, and I'll follow you back, right? And and bring your ideas, bring your your thoughts, bring your prayers, bring your bring the comedy, bring the news. I don't care what it is, as long as it's true, as long as it's useful, right? And so all that sort of stuff. Drop that buck in the bucket. Help keep your brozo on the go. Shirts, mugs, audio books, music. Come check it out, y'all. The more you support, the more I can do, right? You support it, the more I can do, and I can produce stuff so I don't have to keep, spinning the same old boring stuff, right? What do we got?
Aircraft Sparky, MySpace was based. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Man, if I had the money, I'd buy MySpace.
Right?
I would do it, man.
A bunch of us get together with $20. We'll get like
right.
500,000 of us, and the right wing will buy MySpace.
That's right. Exactly. Because it's got everything that we need. Everything that we need is ready-made, ready to go. That's one of the reasons why a lot of platforms came in, because there's a whole bunch of code legalities and all that stuff that keep people from really doing it effective. MySpace already has it all. It's all ready-made to go. I'd buy it. I would buy it, man. I'd use it. All right. Right on, y'all. Blessings. Thank you guys so much. Rock on. We'll see you guys later.